Cheers to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Those where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon. Guiding lost hearts with a sweet, gentle tune.
Aries, hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. So this is your weekly message for April 21st to the 27th. Happy Easter if you celebrate, and happy 420 if you celebrate. All right, so this is your weekly forecast, okay, for April 21st through the 27th. So if you would like a personal reading, you can go to my website at crystal-lavender.com. You can sign up for my newsletter, get exclusive content. There are also coupons in my website for 10% off any one of my personal readings. You can also get a free download of my book, all right? And all of that will be in down here, scrolling down here, it's crystal-lavender.com. All right, well, let's get this party started. What do we got? So for Aries for the week of April 21st to the 27th. So it says, slow down and take your time. There's no need to rush everything. You are already doing your part. Trust that what belongs in your life is already making its way towards you in divine timing. I know some people are like, the freaking who is in charge of this divine timing clock? All right, who is in charge of this clock? But we have to remember that sometimes, like especially if we really want something, or we're really working hard towards something, it's like we have to make sure that not only are we disciplined enough to get what it is that we want, but we have to be able to be disciplined enough in order to keep it, mature enough, like spiritually aware enough. There's sometimes we're just not ready. We're not ready physically, we're not ready spiritually, we're not ready mentally. Like if somebody handed us $1 million right now, would we be broke by the end of the year? There's things that have to happen in order for us to get what it is that we want. So just know that your journey is part of the process. Okay, it's not always about the reward. It's just like with me writing the book. I wrote the book. All right, I wrote this book. I wrote this whole entire book using my phone, and half the time I forget I even wrote a book. It's like the journey to writing the book was way more exciting than being like, okay, yeah, I'm a published author, like, okay, I got the book, it's done, now what? So be mindful of your journey, because sometimes the reward, that's part of the reward. Excuse me. And just know that you're doing everything exactly the way you're supposed to be doing it. All right. The universe is not a dumbass. So what do we have over here? Fuck it. Wealth is on your way, you lucky fucker. Woo! What? Hey. See, that's what I'm saying. There's something that's big that's headed towards you that you wouldn't have been able to handle maybe a year ago. That you maybe weren't with the right person. Like maybe you were with somebody that would have sucked you dry instead of being a divine life partner, or there was karmic lessons that you had to learn before you could actually meet your divine life partner. But it says wealth is on its way. So be mindful that you are going to get whatever it is that you've been putting out there, right? Whatever it is that you've been working towards, whatever it is that you've been manifesting, like your luck is going to pick up. All right, especially for this week. Like you're going to see an uptick this week for April 21st to 27th. All right, what else do we got? We're going to say your obstacles or your blockages, what it is you need to let go of. The World. So that's like a final completion. I use the major arcana cards here because the major arcana is like our major lessons in life. That's like the major things that we go through, the different steps and the different lessons. And you're at the final step right here. So with this card being with these other cards, that tells me like you're one step away from manifesting some of the greatest things that you've ever manifested in your life. All right. And if you've been wondering why it hasn't happened yet, it's because you weren't ready yet. You weren't ready, or the people around you would have taken advantage of you or used you in some way. Like it wouldn't have been as successful had it happened even 6 months ago. Okay. So you are at the final step. This is the final step, I don't know why I want to say the final frontier, but this is the final step of your adventure towards getting what it is that you want. All right. And once you get it, you'll be able to see why it was that you didn't get it earlier. Why it was that you had to learn a couple more lessons before God could deliver you what it is that you really wanted. All right, because this is the final step. This is the last card in the major arcana. Last card in the major arcana. All right, so there's you're well on your way to completion, and this isn't just a little completion. This is like a major. This is the whole major arcana of completion. All right, but I mean, but once in the egg, like you are rebirthed into a whole nother adventure. So with every new upgrade comes a different challenge. So be mindful that not everything is going. I mean, we all want to be rich, we all want to be famous, but all of those things come with different challenges, being followed around by paparazzi, not knowing who your real friends are. Like there's so many different things that come with that. So with every upgrade comes a different challenge. So be mindful that you weren't quite ready yet, but it looks like you are in the final stages of becoming ready. All right, what do we got in your finance section? What is going on in here? So yeah, resistance to change, the death in the reverse. So this is like holding on to something that you know isn't good for you, or holding on to people that you know aren't good for you. Is there someone in your life that you can't depend on, that you know that if you were to make a few bucks or whatever, that it would just all go down the drain? Are you spending more than you're making on someone else? Because there's something that's not working for you. There's something that is not working for you, or someone that's not working towards working with you. Okay. Like a divine life partnership is when one person is totally exceptional all by themselves. Like when you have when individually, um, someone that's completely a fucking badass and is an impressive all by themselves, should have somebody that is also impressive and a badass all by themselves. Like individually, each of you should be badass in your own way, right? But I feel like you're spending more on other people, or more on your significant life partner, or you're just not getting as much out of your job or your finances. Like it's time to go. It's time to go, especially with this world card here, and wealth is on its way, and everything working in divine timing. Don't hold on to something that you know for a fact you need to let go of, because that is inhibiting your growth. Okay, it's stopping you. You're stopping yourself, or it's stopping you from your own personal transformation. What do we have underneath that? Unworthy. Do you genuinely believe in your worthiness to attain the abundance you desire? So are you scared of success? Do you have some sort of fear of success? Because I know how that feels. Like it's easy when when we're in control of not being successful. It's like, okay, well, what if I get it and then it all falls apart? Well, what if you get it and it doesn't all fall apart? You know, you are worthy of this abundance, but you have to let go of your limited beliefs about it. With that death card, that's holding on to something that needs to be let go of. This is resistance to change, holding on, stagnation, decay, and personal transformation. So you're stopping your own self from being as abundant as you could be. But wealth is on its way. Like you're getting everything that you want. Everything that you've ever asked for is just on the other side of this feeling unworthy. Okay, you are worthy. You are capable. You are talented. Just let go of that self-limiting belief that it could be like some sort of guilt about being happy. Do you feel guilty because if you were successful, does that make you feel guilty because your parents weren't, or because somebody else in your family, like is there somebody that's going to throw it in your face? Sometimes we feel that guilt for being successful because there's somebody in our inner circle that is like almost holding it against us. All right, like, oh well, if you're successful, that means that you're not going to have any time to spend with me. If you're successful, then like if you pursue your dreams, and what does that say about me? There might be somebody in your inner circle that is holding you back from actually pursuing and obtaining the amount of abundance that you're destined to have. And only you know who that person is or what that mindset is. But you've got the key to unlock this. And I feel like you're at the final straws, the final steps of it, where you've had enough of somebody, or you've had enough of your own shit. that you are willing to do whatever it takes. What do we got in your love section? Oh, you're constantly on my mind. And the Hermit. So you be dealing with the Virgo, but this is really trying to get answers from your inner self, from your higher self, like talking to God. It says soul searching, introspection. That's the man that goes up the mountain to find himself, or the woman that goes up the mountain to find themselves, to really heal, to do that inner work. It's like not you're not codependent, you know. It might have taken a long time, like a little bit of being alone in order to truly find what your own vibration was, you know. And now you're in tune with your inner self, with your inner conscience, with your higher self, what is attuned to you. I feel like it's been a long process for you to go through this healing, but either you have somebody constantly on your mind, it's like, why can't I stop thinking about them? Or there's somebody else that has you on their mind, you know, and they might have done a lot of soul searching. This is either you, well, yeah, you can embody this energy, but we also attract like frequencies. So whatever radio station you're tuned into is what it is that you're going to be vibrated. That's where you're vibrating, is what you're going to be attracting. So right now in your love, it feels like you are vibrating at a level of self-sufficiency, of inner standing, not understanding, but inner standing, of knowing thy own true self, which that's one of the best places that you can come from if you're pursuing love. That way you don't end up in some toxic, you know, codependent relationship. I feel like you've broken the chains of codependency. And there is someone, like, if you're wondering if there's a person that's got you on their mind, you are constantly on this person's mind. All right. You take up space in this person's head, you know, and they might be doing that soul searching too. But either way, you guys vibrate on the same level. But I feel like you need to let go of this unworthy, this feeling of not being worthy, because everything, like everything you've ever wanted, is just on the other side of this world here, of this life lesson, of letting it go, and completion. So that's pretty legit, Aries. I love you guys so much. I know it's at the very end of Aries season, so I hope you had a very wonderful birthday season. All right, and happy 420 if you celebrate, and happy Easter, happy Esra. Um, all of those things. All right. I love you guys so very much. And please remember, if you would like a personal reading, you can go to my website at crystal-lavender, right here, crystal-lavender.com, and sign up for my weekly newsletter. A newsletter comes out every Monday. All right. With exclusive content. You could also get a free download of my book. This guy right here, the book that I was showing you. There is a free download of this book on my website. Okay. And this book is about my testimony over the triumph of darkness of childhood's SA and addiction. Okay, this goes all the way from my active addiction into being a recovered addict. Hi, my name is Crystal, and I am 4 years completely raw dog in life. All right, so that is all down there at this crystal-lavender.com. All right, you guys, I love you so much, and I will see you soon. And until then, be good to yourself and others, always and always. Vroom, beep, beep.